Okay, let's get started. Okay, cool. Okay. So here we got S. So basically, y'all know this is like a mini SPY. If y'all don't know, it says S&P 500 follows this chart. Wait, can y'all hear the resound or something?
It's Deep's iPhone. That's like echoing.
Yes, echoing. Yeah, that's what I hear. Okay, good. So here we got S&P 500. So basically, this is S. If y'all don't know, this is like a futures. This is being traded when we sleep, or it's open during the market too. But usually these are open at 6 p.m. after the market close. So basically, now we see a cup, right? If y'all don't know what's cup, let me remove all these drawings. So here we see a cup. Come on. Which means there is a possibility that handle is going to form as well. So we can see a pullback, at least 1/3 of the cup. So basically, 1/3 means that from the top we can to the bottom it should be like a 33% to the pullback. So say the top is at 3,531, which is at 353 on the S&P 500, and the bottom is at 3,200 almost. So we can mark these levels.
Sí. Entonces yo leo esos hizo y yo no sé de dónde saco. Lo único.
So 1/3 should be around 3,385, I can say. So that's where the major support is. So 340. So in the bad case scenario, we can see S&P 500 or the S pulling back to 340 in the worst case scenario. Then we have to take a support there. So if we fail to take support at that point, so around this point, so we can see it here. If we fail to take support here, then we can lead all the way to back down to 320 to test the support here. So that's what I'm thinking. But as of the short term, I'm bullish on it since there's like a stimulus news coming out. But if we don't get any news or if we get denied, there's a high possibility that we're going to go to 340s again. So if we can resist there or take support, then we're going to dip down. So I think we can see SPY at around 320 area by the elections. So just be careful. So I think if we go down all the way to here, we can see it's a double bottom in here, and that's going to be a strong support to the upside. So it doesn't matter who's going to win the president, if Trump or Biden going to win the president, the market doesn't care. All it cares is what's going to be happening after. So what kind of deals are they making with the other countries, or what kind of economic situation are we going to go in? If we have a vaccine by the time we get to the elections, then we have a more upside. So that's what I'm thinking. So we can see a double bottom and then pump up. So that's like a W. And once it's broken, we're golden. So if you don't have the vaccine or the stimulus news, then we're going down. If you have the stimulus news, we can see it's going to test back the new all-time highs again. So there's two possible scenarios that's going to happen. One, if you get the vaccine or the stimulus news, we can see S&P 500 take the support here and then pump all the way back here. Or that's not a realistic scenario, to be honest, unless there's like a strong catalyst to push it up. But at least to 350 area, 352 or something. That's okay. Yeah. So that's a good point to estimate if your stimulus news comes in. If you don't come in, and if you break this 340 as well, then we can see SPY around this area. Since there's no major support. Actually, there is one support here. But it's been tested here twice, so it's invalid. So, but if it can break below, then we can go all the way here. So that's what SPY is looking at. But for short term, I'm bullish on it. But for long term, it's just the market news and the more volatile period. So it's election. So I can estimate, or I can just expect anything bigger moves soon. So that's S&P 500. So if S&P 500 drops, the whole market drops. So that's obvious. So, and let's look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq is still looking this similar to S&P 500 as well. So it made a clear cup, and we see a retracement to the downside. That's common. So it's in a bearish channel right now. Unless it breaks the bearish channel, I can't say it's bullish. So it's just gonna just tangle around here for rest of the time if you don't see any good catalyst or news pushing it to the upside. So unless there is a good news, we can't see Nasdaq to go upside until the election at least. So I'll be careful getting any calls for short term. So if you're in any calls, I would just take profits, but I'm not going to enter any calls next week for short term. So I'll be careful for the stimulus news. So if stimulus news gets denied, we're dumping hard. There is no major gaps. I can say we can fill. We already filled a gap here, and we have a gap here, and which is being filled here. But there is no major gaps again. So this is like a strong support area, like it's a demand zone. Huh? Did someone say something? Okay, but you can see this is a strong demand zone. So we're in a current demand zone. So unless we break below, we're not kind of super bearish. But I'm expecting to the more to upside room tomorrow due to the stimulus hopes. But again, we're in the demand zone, so anything can happen here. If we break the demand zone, then we can see more downside. So I'll be careful entering any.
So how do you determine the demand zone there? Is it like?
It's basically the you can say basically if there's any gap in how the trading volume. So if you have the profile bars, which I don't have here, in the trading view, you can see that there's more trading happen at this point. Like many people are holding the shares at that point. So supply zone is basically the more seller zone, like around this point. I can say around this point. Demand zone is basically where the stock bought up a lot. So like for Tesla, if you can see, Tesla entered the demand zone twice and bought up again. So around this point, so Tesla it has the highest demand zone. Since
so basically, you're looking at the volume charts to see that.
Yes, volume. Volume is where the demand zone. Volume. How many people are being holding the shares at what price, and how many people are trading the strongest support at what price? So that's how you can say the demand zone is. Let me look at the volume profile. Okay, so for Tesla, my expectation is that, let's see, right now it's currently sitting at support. It's in a, if you can see in the inclination, you can see it better. Yes, so it's in a good triangle shape form, which means that it's a support. It's respecting the support. So it made a first low, second low, third low, and fourth low. So this is in a ascending triangle. And I can say this, if it's take the support in here, the next stop would be break about this 463 mark, which can lead to the earnings run up. And if I'm not sure, I'm pretty confident on the earnings, so it's not gonna beat earnings this time. So if you can beat the earnings, I mean, even if they show the good guidance for the future, then there's a possibility you can run up to the all-time highs again. But for the earnings, I'm not pretty confident on it. So it's not going to be earnings this time. Since you can see even in the earnings whisper, if y'all use this, the price sentiment is kind of low. So the price sentiment is only 52%. So there's a less chance that Tesla is going to go up. So I'm not playing the earnings for it. I'm just going to play the run-ups. Probably I'm going to get a call for tomorrow, and I can see Tesla 450s possibly at this range. And if you can beat that, this is strong resistance. So if you can push back, so we can see Tesla. So we can go here and then push up. But this is like a game-changing zone. Basically, if earnings dump it, right, you can dump all the way to here, possibly, 400s again. So this earnings is so crucial since it's the apex. So it's either a breakout or breakdown. So this earnings can make the stock go up or go down. So this will be a good
So
time to.
So if you have calls, probably you should get out by Tuesday then.
I'm not going to risk it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have like 5 or 6 calls, then I would just sell all of it and just hold 1 or 2.
Okay.
But I'm not going to enter any new positions on it for earnings, at least.
Yeah, it almost made like 465 and then it didn't hold. It just came back. Yeah,
That's a pattern. That's a pattern. So that's a resistance here. It tested here once. It couldn't break above, and it tested here twice. So it can break above that too. So 460. This is a strong resistance zone. So for earnings, I'm not confident on it. I wouldn't play earnings. I'm just saying.
So Ninja, what was your on Tesla? You said the support is at what?
It's a support right now. It's 439 is a support. Since you can see like it's respecting the support, so you can see the support.
So if it breaks it, breaks it.
So if you can see, right, it's in a constant uptrend. So you can draw the support line, which is it's respecting, right? It sold off all the way here, but it bought it back again. I think this is a battery day. I believe 24. Yeah, it's a battery day.
Yeah, that was the battery day. Yeah.
That's the worst drop ever. But so it bought up here. So the bulls pushed it. So it's respecting the support. It touched here twice and then bounced back. So I'm expecting it to bounce again to the upside.
If it breaks the support, the trend,
then the trend is invalid. It's bearish. All right.
Yeah, I picked up a contract just before close Friday.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for now, it's all right. It's fine. It's looking at support. I'm going to pick up a contract tomorrow too, just for a run up. It's kind of bullish for like 2 days. For Tuesday, I can say Tesla 450s or 460s possibly, but after that, no.
Yeah, never playing earning on this.
What would you say would be a good call for 1023?
I would say 450 is fine for 1023. But if it don't go out of the money, there's no way it can go above 460s unless it beat the earnings by some chance. And wait, who is that? Can someone mute their mute? Yeah, so unless it beat the earnings, then it's not going to go up all the way. So I'll be careful playing that. I'm only going to play the run-ups. And what else ticker? So I said Apple, right? Okay, Apple. Let me remove all these. Let's go to normal candles. So here, Apple.
I'm still holding the 125 calls for next week. Let's see.
Yeah, so Apple currently it's in a demand zone as well. So it's a strong support at this point. So it has to bounce up. So you can see it as a falling wedge. If you can, let me all these drawings. So basically, this is a falling wedge pattern. If you all know, it's just making a W. So once it breaks the falling wedge pattern, so once it can break this pattern, we can see it to the more upside. So falling wedge is like, let me show you an example. So it's like this. Basically, it went up all the way and then hit the support, take the support here, resistance, support, and then it finally breaks out. So that's why it should happen to Apple. So it went up all the way, hit the resistance here, bought back down, and so you can see more in the high Kanashi. Yeah, so now it's more clear to y'all, like it's looking like a falling wedge pattern. So this drop is, there's no reason for this drop. This one should be like a pop up to the upside, but market sold off at the end. Nasdaq and S&P 500 and Dow Jones fell at the end of the market. So like the last 20 minutes. So all the market is down. So this drop is like not included in the pattern. But if the market can hold up, so there's a possibility Apple can run up to 122, possibly at this level, since it's being traded the most volume here. And 122. So if you can hold that 122, then we can get out of the calls we have. So that's for Apple, and for
probably 122. When it gets 122, it's a good time to get out, I guess. I don't think it'll make it to 125 next week, Apple.
It depends on the market though. If you get the stimulus news, then there's a like 80% chance it's gonna hit the 125 again. Yeah, sure. First, let me go to Dkng. So Dkng, it's one of the calls I made, and the reason for it is, so if you go to the 2-hour chart, right, and go to normal candles, so there is this support that's been holding since previous. It tested here once. It couldn't just go above that, and then it couldn't stay above this as well. But finally broke above this. So after it broke above this, we saw this huge run from 43 all the way to 63. So and this is strong resistance to say. So right now it's after the stock broke this resistance, like it tested here 3 times. So that's a strong resistance. So if the stock broke this resistance, that means that this is the next support. And now this is what I'm thinking. So since this is a strong resistance zone, support zone right now, so it has to take the support and then pump back up to test this 58 mark and then possibly to all-time highs again. That's why I got the 1020s, 1030, 50 calls on that. It's still doing pretty good. And there's this gap to fill as well.
Hey, Ninja, the purple area, is that something you drew based on the
Yes.
volume? Okay.
So no, this is like a support zone, I can say. This is a strong support zone.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to stop out if it breaks below this, like 43, 41. That's like a strong support. So if you can break, then I'm going to stop out of the play.
I think we have 55 calls, am I right? I think
50,
that's what we
50 calls.
50.
Okay, so what else is we talked about? Apple, Dkng. With someone said something, right? Oh, workhorse, yeah. Go to 1 day. Okay, so workhorse, it's at support right now. It's staying at support since there's the contract news didn't pop up again. If you can see, it's this is strong support since it's just holding that support since like I tested here with that 1 candle, second, 3, 4, 5, almost 5 times it tested the support, and it's just holding at that point to for the news. So this is like a normal pattern where the stock will just break above this this falling pattern and then test the support and then pump back up. So this is like you can say this is like a bearish trend to here, and then after test the support, we can see it to the more to the upside. So I'll give you an example. Shopify.
We have 30 calls for 30.
So this is the same thing. So we saw the stock fall to the downside, and then it broke above this triangle or the falling pattern, and then tested the support, and then it took the support and then pumped back up. So this is like a common pattern to retest the support, and it's the same thing with workhorse as well. It's just retesting the support. It broke above, and then it retested the support. Now it's trying to pump back up. So this is like a double bottom, if y'all can see. Almost.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty confident on workhorse. So 1030 should be no problem. If y'all got 1023, I only call it 1030 because we need time for it to pump up. So if once the UPS deal finalizes on the workhorse, the $6 billion deal, then we can see it golden. 25. Yeah, 25 is my TP zone at this level.
Yeah, we got 30 calls and we have time till like 2 more weeks. Hopefully,
yeah, we got 2 more weeks, and this is not a stock that follows the market, so we're fine.
Yeah, it follows the news at this point. Yeah, its own news.
Okay, someone asked about Fastly. Okay, so Fastly, this is a guidance drop basically. So in here, we talked about Fastly before, how it's just overbought. If you can see, I talked about the divergence in the previous TA seminar, how from here, if you can see. So in here, if you can see the RSI, it's just making this the lower lows while the stock is just making higher lows. So this is a common reversal divergence, which means there's a big reversal coming soon. and that's what happened. But the news, even though there is no news on it, if say there is no news, right? So if there is no guidance news, we can see Fastly dropping soon, even though there is news, since there is no.
So the only hope for it to have some better information on the earnings call, I guess. I don't know when is the earnings call.
Earnings.
Second week in November. Let's look at earnings. I think it's in
October
November
28th.
first week. 28th. So hopefully if it got shaked out and down, right? Maybe if they give better numbers, not really in the guidance, but the results, then maybe it might move up.
Yeah, but this is definitely a good long term though.
I got some.
Definitely a good long term.
Yeah, I bought some at 80 or 90. I bought some stock.
But for now, Fastly, I think it's going to drop more. There's a possibility it's going to test the 80 level. If it can hold this level, we can see this triple bottom here at 75. So be careful. I'm not entering any calls on Fastly.
Okay.
But this drop though, bro, if you got in the calls right there or puts right there, that would been up like 10,000 or 20,000%. But yeah, there's some insider news that day. That's for sure. But
yeah,
I think we caught the play though.
7,000 puts the day before.
Yeah, we caught this play right here. So I called the calls at this point at 10:16. I think we got in this consolidation. We sold it around this point for Fastly.
Yep.
So this is like a consolidation. So we need to find this consolidation. Say I did find this consolidation for Neo as well. So okay, this is like a common trend. Like if you can watch the charts in here, right? This happened 3 times. So if you can see, we saw this consolidation happening here. So it's just bouncing at the same levels, and then it just tested the support here, and then it took off all the way. So and same thing here. We saw this little consolidation. We tested the support and then took off. Same thing here as well. That's why I got the calls in 2 days before. This is more clear, yeah. So consolidation, test the support, and then pump. Consolidation, test the support, and pump. Consolidation. That's why I got the calls right there.
I think twice Ninja it had a good.
Yeah, we played it almost
upgrade.
3 times. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We played all these 3.
Okay, good.
We played. Yeah, this one was a 600% run, and this one is almost 200%, and now we had this 500% run. Yeah, so
I think the last call we got, we had a lot of time. I sold just, I had one call, I guess. That's why I sold.
Yeah, so, but I didn't expect this run though, but we know it's going to run. So I expected that we can got the calls in here. We tested support here. So I thought we can add more in the average, just average down and then pump up. But this one, it should this is on the way to test the support here. So this is what it should happen. So it test the support and then pump up. So it's just making a new highs all the time. And same thing here. That's why the next week, probably Neo is going to be consolidating at this level. This is a big run though. This is a big ass run. So we can see a lot of consolidation, at least for 1 month to 2 months at least. We can see Neo consolidating. But if the market is down and if there is no news, if it breaks the consolidation, then we can see this gap fill down all the way to the downside to 23, 24. So that's why I just got some puts on it, just like YOLO puts. If y'all got
still holding the puts or not?
Yes, I'm still holding the puts.
What you got, like 20? What puts you got?
I got 23 puts for 1030.
1030, okay.
Yeah, but there's no more room to run to the upside. It already ran too much, so it has to consolidate a little. This consolidation is scary, since there's just all the room to drop. But it didn't break the consolidation anytime though. Like even though it tested support here, it didn't break below. So I'm pretty sure the Neo can't break here. So once it broke, tested support here, I would add more calls, or I'll just get long-term shares at this point. But this is definitely a good long-term. All right, what else is there? Let me check the chart. Yes, I'm still holding the Neo put. PayPal. Okay, PayPal. It's doing like as we expected. We charted the same thing on the last seminar. I drew this like a week ago, and it's tested the support here and then run it. So the earnings run up. I can see PayPal breaking this 210, 208 mark and test this 212 all-time highs again. So there's no reason for PayPal to drop. This is just a market drop, so I'm not really worried about it. But this is a good time to add more calls. I'm still in the profits though for PayPal calls. I'm still in profits. I'm just gonna add more on Monday morning. The earnings. What is the earnings? Earnings are November 2nd, yes. So it can run. It will run. I'm definitely bullish on PayPal. And kind of curious. We talked about Tesla, buddy. Piton. Okay, Piton just entered this consolidation zone. I can call this as a little consolidation. Let me look at the 1 day first. Oh, 1 day is still super strong for Piton. So I'm not going to short these for long term. But for short term, yes, it just ran too much, so it has to drop down a little. Our side just dipped a little, and we talked about this. What do you say? Divergence in here. The just stock moving, and we say it's going to drop. Yes, I see more downside to the Piton. I'm not sure where it's going to end, but I can see a strong support at 120s. If it can manage to hold this 130s, the 120s is a high watch. If you got any puts, just scale out accordingly. Like you take profits at 50% or 60% if you're just swings. If you're day trades, I would just scale out. But it's going to consolidate a little, or I think it's going to consolidate a while. Yeah, it's definitely going to consolidate. And then if it breaks this consolidation, we can see room to the downside. So just be careful on it. So this is not bullish. This is bearish on my charts. And everything is looking bearish though on this PayPal or Piton. Our MACD crossover to the downside, RSI is dipping to the downside, and the volume is a high, which means that if you see a volume super high and there's a red candle, that's a reversal. There's a reversal happening. So you can see in here, you see the volume was super high. Like the volume has never been that high before, and you see this big red candle. That's just like a big indicator of reversal. So I'll be careful watching the volume. A lot of sellings happening.
Did we had an alert for Piton 140 calls in our trading alerts?
No, we didn't trade Piton.
Okay, I think that was Joe put in Piton 150 call, I guess. Okay.
I think so, yeah. But Piton, there is still room to drop. What else? Amazon.
And what a run up. Piton, I had a 70 calls traded like a month ago. It's almost double now.
If you held the shares, that's double. But if you held the contracts at 200, no, 1,000% possibly.
Yeah, I think, but yeah, if somebody got like a 6 weeks out long call, probably, yeah.
Netflix.
Usually that long, typically they're expensive, but if you have a run up like this, probably still they would pay good 200-300%.
I mean, run up, yes, it's more safer and you're paying more, so you're getting more result as well.
Yeah, the time is what you're buying a lot.
At a Head and Shoulders.
This is a clear Head and Shoulders. Yes, we played this. I called the calls at this point at 470 range, and it ran up so good.
You guys still holding anything on Netflix?
No. But possibly we're gonna get more. Possibly going to get more.
More like calls. You see some
yes,
more
calls
in a year.
It's in the support zone right now, and I think earnings are on Tuesday. I think.
Yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, this is or Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. It's gonna be big time. Netflix earnings is gonna be big time. I can see Netflix at 600s.
it lost earnings past 2 times.
But this one is different. That this Corona drop, all the theaters are closed. A lot of new subscriptions, and they canceled all the free trials. And there's this thing called. Y'all heard about the cuties, right? Yeah. So that's a good marketing strategy for Netflix. That's a good marketing. I know my friends literally, when they heard about the cuties, they literally bought Netflix Premium or the Netflix account to just watch the movie. So yes, that's a really good marketing strategy for Netflix. It's definitely going to beat the earnings, and they cancel the free trials, which means people have to pay for the for the Netflix premium. So I'm very bullish on Netflix. I can get calls on Netflix.
So do you think probably it's going to hit like 601, above 600 this
Okay, if it
earnings?
beats big time, then yeah, 600 is definitely a possible thing to watch. But first, there's this double top right there at 572. I mean, that's earnings, so anything can happen on earnings. So
Yeah, earnings, I think it's pretty wild when it gets earnings. Even after hours, they run it like crazy up.
Amazon, bro, this is like we almost got the best play on Amazon. So on Friday, we were just watching Amazon, and so when we saw the puts at this point, the puts were at $300, right? So 3,300 put for October 16th, 0-day trade. When the contract was in the money, the puts were 300, right? And after like 10 minutes, when we saw that the puts were like 900, and then we just watched it, and at the end of the day, the puts closed at 6,800 at this point. So literally, Amazon dropped $40, and the puts went up like what 4,000%. We like I scalped a little, but we were just literally watching it move. We didn't even get on anything.
Oh, did you get scalp any puts on that day?
I did. I scalped puts on it. It's too quick though. It's like literally 2 minutes, and I was up 20,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, this put went up
I
so
had
good.
a 3,200 puts, but Fidelity closed my puts at 310.
Bro, that's when you see this big drop. That's when it
310
started to drop.
Yeah, I think probably because I think it was
No,
getting
because the
close.
puts went from 300 to 6,800. That's 4,000% move.
Shit.
Okay, that's why you don't use those weird brokers. But yeah, for Amazon, let's look at 1 day. Okay, Amazon, same thing. Bearish channel broke above it, tested the support here, and then flew up all the way. But it's sitting at support right now. It's in the cup, so I can see it more to the downside on Amazon for sure. It's just not holding the support really well. So if you can see on Amazon, it's still dropping. So RSI is still on the downside, and MACD is still dropping. So I'm still bearish on Amazon, to be honest. The next support is at 3,200. And if it breaks that, then we can see it Amazon at 3,000s. And the earnings are coming soon. So, but that's going to change this whole story, since earnings can have a run up. But if there's no news on it, or if there's no market is not holding it, then earnings run up can fail like super bad. So for Amazon, for now, I'm bearish on it. But if it can hold the support, there's still room to drop to 3,000. If you can hold this 3,200 support, then I'll just watch this consolidation and it just can calls for earnings, possibly. This time, I think Amazon can beat the earnings.
I think last time or the time before, then when it went up almost $500 in like few weeks.
Last earnings. So last earnings it beat earnings by 598%.
I think they had earnings before, I guess.
Oh.
Which had a big run up from 2,800 to 30 something.
22.
What was that?
$400 move just for yeah, I can say 1 month. But yeah, usually on the earnings, yes, Amazon is doing good. But this Corona earnings is really good though.
Yeah, that is the one I was talking about. That was too.
But this time I'm bullish on the earnings, since this Corona, like a lot of orders on Amazon. Yes, people are bullish on it. So this one is definitely gonna be earnings.
So do you think probably if it drops further, maybe get a call out for 2 weeks? Very damn expensive. That's the problem with these calls.
I mean, I'm still holding some of my November calls, since I called back in September.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be holding those.
Yeah, those might be up by now already.
They're all traded up. Yes, I had 10. I sold more of them at this point. No, yeah, I sold more, and I sold it at some of this point. I sold them at 200% profit, and now I'm just holding. I'm up only 10% on this calls right now. But I'm definitely bullish on Amazon if it can hold this 3,200 support, since it's a strong support here. It tested here once, twice, and almost there's all this consolidation. Yes, definitely bullish on Amazon. Just wait for the pullback to 3,200 and hold. Y'all can enter the calls. All right, SBCE. Amazon bulls. Yes, if it can hold. Ooh, so this is a SPAC. So I was looking one day. This is a long term. This is not a short term one, definitely. But so on the day chart, it's looking fine. We see this consolidation, long consolidations here. That's pretty common if you're looking. I don't do Bitcoins, buddy. This is a long consolidation since this is SPAC and there's no news on it. But it just took the support here as well. But there's more room to the upside. So this is basically a news-based stock. So these are not like a stock you can trade every day. They don't move at all every day. So they only move based on the news. Like these candles are so small. And only if there's there's a news on SPC. There's merging with some company or something. Let me see. Multi-financial Virgin Atlantic, the company. Okay, so the company they applied for multi-FCC license with permit. So basically, they got the permit for flying the flights. So that's this news. That's why it popped. So this is basically a news-based stock. And SPICE, yes, you can go for long term. Baba. Baba.
Did you already do Microsoft?
Not yet, not yet, not yet.
At the cup and handle, it reversed the handle there, huh?
Yeah, it did. But the thing about Baba is it's almost at all-time high. So it broke this trend here, but it caught back up. So I think it's kind of bullish on a 2-hour chart. I can see it test this all-time highs again and then sell off. But there's no room to move to the upside. That's a problem. Like a clear shot to the upside, I wouldn't say there unless it breaks this double top here, but it's too risky to play at this level. So this is like a double top if it can break, so it can sell off. So I think it's just gonna make a W pattern to the downside and then possibly break. But right now I'm not doing anything with Baba. I'm a little bullish on it, but only if it breaks this double top at 310. But I'm not gonna play it though. Okay, Caterpillar. Cat is super extended. RSI, it's super high. So it's super risky to play it. It's going super strong though. It's super strong. But again, this cat is also included in S&P 500. Remember that. So if market falls, this is gonna fall as well. So for this, I would say this is just no room to go up more. But I can see it to the downside. Let me see if there's any gaps in here. There's like a little gap in here to fill, if you can see. So I think there is a possible retest to that gap at 165. But that's not a major thing for this. But 165 is like a area to watch. But other than that, there's no big major gaps to fill. It already filled the gap here. These are just minor, so you don't need to worry about that. So I can see a minor pullback to the downside on the cat if the earnings are coming soon. So we can see earnings run up on cat. October 27th, Tuesday, or in 2 weeks. Yeah, so I can see the retest, and then I'll probably get the calls for earnings run up. AMD. I think we charted AMD before. I did. So yes, so it's in the wave 4. It's sitting at a support, and I'm definitely bullish on AMD for long, not for a short term though. Like it's just staying at the support. So if it can't break this support, or I think it's gonna pump from here, But if it can't hold the support, then we can see AMD more to the downside to 81. And if it can't hold that too, possibly back to 77s. So I'll be careful with AMD if you got any calls for a short term. So short term meant like in 2 weeks or 1 week, but I'll get long term though. I can see AMD at 100 in like 3 or 4 months. So I'll definitely get long calls for January or February. So that's a good time to enter the calls right now for longing, not for shorting. That's for AMD. What about 1023? No, not for 1023. Definitely not for 1023. CSIQ. I think this is solar. Or yeah, this is solar. So all the solar is kind of more extended, super extended. Even JKS, like it's super extended right now. So there's a lot of room to drop to the downside. And for calls, no, I wouldn't recommend calls right now. It's just into the consolidation area. There's the gaps there. The good thing, still, I'm not understanding how this stock just run up that much without any gaps. If you can see JKS, there's no major gaps. These are just straight run-ups. I'm not sure how that's happening, but if you see SPY, like there's a lot of gaps to fill in. Like look at this gap, this gap, this gap. So, but these companies are so good. Like they don't have any gaps to fill. But right now it's just consolidating. So I don't see any more room to the upside unless there's like a strong news on it on solar. Not if an Intel pop comes back up, SDDG2. Intel, no, Intel is not for long term anymore. Intel is dead. As long as AMD is still in the market, Intel is dead. But it's like a slow moving stock right now. Look at this. It dropped to 47 back in July, and it's a 454. Basically moved what $7 since July. Whereas AMD popped up almost $40. Where's July? So July AMD is at 54. Now it's at 83. So as long as AMD is still in the market, Intel can beat. And also Apple cut the deal with Intel. Apple is, did you notice AMD is struggling because of rumors of the Intel is coming out? Okay, yes, no, I wouldn't say Intel's processor is going to affect the AMD that much since AMD already proved that, yeah, Apple dropped them. Yes, Apple definitely dropped them since Apple is moving on to ARM for their new processors. And AMD is making their processors available to everyone, and they release a new chip as well. The good thing about AMD is not only into processors, it's combined with NVIDIA, it combined with Tesla, it's tied up with bikes and everything, right? So it's not only processors, but Intel is only processors. That's the problem. So, but Intel is a slow moving stock, I would say, but this is definitely not a good thing to for short term. I don't like Intel anymore. Intel is dead. Definitely AMD is long term. CMG's earnings coming up, but this earnings, I think it's not going to beat for sure. Since this Corona and not a lot of people made a lot of revenue, and the CMG is too hard to beat this time. It's October 21st. Yeah, the price sentiment is 50%, so it's not good to play the earnings. But I need to look at the financials though. I didn't look at the financials of the company yet. But I'm still bearish on CMG for earnings. I'm not going to play the earnings. It's not a good time to enter these calls or puts on this. Yeah, Microsoft. No. Yes, Microsoft. We saw this little dip to the support, and then it should pump. But this is just a little pullback since the whole market sold off at the end. But if market is green, I can see Microsoft hitting that 225s again next week. So that's the reason I got 1030 calls. So I'm definitely bullish on Microsoft since it already tested the support here. So there's no reason for it to drop. And earnings are coming up soon for Microsoft as well. So the next week is going to be pretty bullish since there's a lot of earnings and we can see a lot of run-ups to earnings. Yeah, Tuesday, October 27th, yes. So Apple earnings coming up, Tesla earnings, Microsoft, Amazon, all these earnings are big time plays. Next week is golden for us. Fastly, as I said, there's a little more room to drop for Fastly if it breaks this consolidation. Like it's still in a downtrend, super downtrend. And if it can hold this, RSI is still dropping. So yes, it did. If RSI is still dropping and this Fastly can hold the support, and there's no major support holding by nearby. So I would be careful if you are entering Fastly calls unless you're going long term on them. Long term is different, but short term, no, Fastly, it's not the move. Which can tank the market? The news and the fear in the market. 220 for our 225, my bad, for bits. For Microsoft, profit taking is 225. Is Amazon good play for Monday? Okay, if it can hold the support, I think Amazon can drop to 320, 3,200 and then take the support there. But if there's any news, if the market is green, then it can take the support currently and then pump. But it depends on the whole
earnings
market.
coming also.
Yeah, that's the reason. But if the market can hold it, then Amazon can run. Which can tank the market and
Historically, is what they said.
No, earnings are not. It doesn't matter if the whole market tanks, earnings or events. It doesn't matter. If the stock is.
Oh, I agree. Condition of the market. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Look at this. Where's this group screener map? If you see a stock in here, and if there's any event, like basically tech, consumer, retail, and energy and banks. If you see this, if there's even an earnings or anything, if the market tanks, it's not going to hold. So if you see anything in here, and Apple is the strongest one. So you see the reason why Apple tanked most in tech. That the reason is that Apple is being included in all three indexes: Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and S&P. So Apple is being stressed, or you can say it's more into all the indexes, which means there's more pressure on it. So if all three indexes tank, Apple is going to tank harder than Microsoft. Microsoft is not in Dow Jones. And so that's the reason. If a company is in all three indexes, then it has a lot of pressure, either going up or down. So what are we looking at Apple for 120? It's looking good. Apple is at support right now, and it's a super strong support, and all my indicators are saying it's going to be bullish as well.
What's the next support? 117?
117 is a gap fill if it fills the gap, but right now it's being traded at the highest volume. Currently,
on the bearish side or both sides actually?
It's in a falling wedge. If you can see in 45 minutes, it's basically in a falling wedge, which is a good pattern for to the upside if the market can hold.
Okay.
That's what, yeah. Apple filled its gap except from 1 to 97. So average down. So you're holding 1030, so don't worry. Yes, 1023, we're probably going to break even or end up in little profit, so don't have to worry about it. It cannot go for that gap. I don't understand what you mean. Apple controls the market at this point. No, it doesn't. Apple doesn't control the market. Market controls Apple. And the good news about Apple is there's a lot of news about the pre-market or pre-ordering. Like in India, China, and Europe, and even US, all the pre-orders are sold in like 45 minutes.
Yeah, they sold out immediately, didn't they? The Apple 12 or whatever.
Yes,
12?
yes, that's a good news. And this earnings, the bad thing about this earnings is all this revenue and all this earnings is going to go to the Q4, not to the Q3. So in this earnings, this sellings and pre-orders is not going to get included. So that's a bad thing for now.
So,
but
yeah,
I'm bullish on Apple. It's a falling wedge, so this pattern has been proved a lot of times. And what else is there?
It's almost like a cup and handle.
No, this is a MACD crossover in CMG. Apple sold out pre-orders, yes, in every country. In literally 45 minutes after the pre-orders are launched, Apple sold off all the iPhones, which is crazy. This is the first time hearing about that. Literally selling off all the iPhones in just 45 minutes. I mean, it's not in one country, it's all countries.
People love Apple, though. I mean, that's just the way it is.
I mean, not like this much.
Yeah,
though.
I mean, Apple is just, it's gaining a following. I mean, it's
this new
they have their own
MacBooks,
little
though.
ecosystem. Yeah.
This new MacBook.
Yeah, it's a cult.
Yeah, it's definitely special. And they keep
What's
putting
it?
out amazing products. So
I
What's the
like
difference between
Apple.
supplies? Okay,
I mean, I've got this.
It's true. It's true. It's tried and true.
support zone is different. Support zone is basically when there's a strong support or when there's more buyers. Supply zone is when there's more sellers in the market. It's supply is like resistance and demand is like support. So supply and support are different. One is opposite to each other. Okay, any other stocks to go over? I mean, Dkng.
AMD.
We talked about it, AMD. I said it's holding
you did?
support right now. Yes, and it's definitely looking
Microsoft.
I bought a call for it next week.
No, I would long AMD though. I think 100 call for December or January is looking good. AMD cup and handle, yes, it made the cup and handle and broke. Roku, bro, Roku is selling off right now.
Yeah, I think it's got a lot of downside.
It got a lot of downside, but the thing is, it's still holding strong. AMD cup and handle falling. Yes, AMD follows the supply because it's in the market as well. It's being included in S&P 500. Yes, but Roku, yes, there's more downside to Roku. Even there's earnings coming up, but no, I'm not bullish on Roku. I'm bearish on it. And
I'm with you. Just had a killer run.
yeah, we played Zoom, buddy. We played Zoom. So after this consolidation, after broke, we got the calls at this point for 600 call for 1023. So we got in at 2 something and sold it at 750. And I'm still holding some run-ups. For Zoom, yes, I can see more to the upside more. But it's just the news. If the vaccine news hits us, then Zoom is going to die. Since this
I was holding one call for run-up, but I sold that as well.
But yeah, but for vaccine, if the vaccine news hits us, then it's going to sell off. But this earnings is going to be as well. And it's too late for December, but is that a divergence? Where's the divergence? I don't see a divergence in here. No. Here, no, I don't see a divergence.
So divergence means higher highs?
No, divergence is basically different opposites.
The lower, higher lows?
No, it's basically if stock is going up and this RSI is going down, that's like a divergence.
Yeah, the stock's gonna turn around on you, is what it's saying.
Yeah. I have the recording. Like, okay, for BYND. Oh, let's see the 1 day. I think BYND ran up. So yeah, BYND definitely looking bearish. So it's gonna make a cup to the upside, and then take the support and then pump. It's just trying to not break this support. It already broke the support, but it's not trying to just go down all the way. There's a lot. The volume is dead basically. If you can see, volume is dying. There is earnings here in November, so it's just indecisive.
I mean, I personally think we're gonna have a lot of down, dude. I think we got a lot more red coming.
Yes, there's a lot more red coming. That's the problem too. And this MACD is almost crossing over right now, which means there's more to the downside. So I'll be careful with BYND. Possibly medium-term puts, like October 30th or November 16 puts for BYND. That will work. What else?
Are all your strategies, everything you're talking about is just swings right now, right? Anyways?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
SOE, no. SOE is not the move right now. It's definitely not looking good. It didn't move a single dollar. It literally moved like $1 from 2 weeks or 4 weeks. Yeah. So SOE is not.
I have long 25 calls, but yeah, it isn't doing great.
What's your main tickers right now? Do you think the typical ones?
The earnings one, definitely Netflix, Tesla, Neo, CRM, Apple. SPY is definitely a big watch, and Amazon. We talked about Workhorse.
Okay, Amazon. Yes.
Amazon.
Okay.
Bro, I still so pissed that we missed that big scalp.
I got a piece of it 3 times, but I didn't get a big piece.
No, but 300 to 6,800.
Old school, you should call it out next time.
What time frame is
Dude,
daily?
that thing went to $10,000.
Old school, I'm saying you should call it out next time.
Yeah, you
Dude,
can.
I mean, I have no problem calling it out, bro.
Or you can.
I got no problem. Usually my shit's dead on too, to be honest with you, day trades. So I will. Take your own risk.
Are we looking at CRM to be bullish or bearish next week, this coming week?
Has CRM got earnings? I heard CRM being mentioned a couple times by a few different places. Ooh, it's got a huge gap to fill. Daily.
No, it's basically it's on the trend, right? So the way it works is you have to look at the trend. So for example, if you're trading Apple, let's go to 5 minutes and or let's go to 1 minute to look at more clear. So in here, Apple open, where's the open at 16th, 16, 20, Okay, perfect. So Apple opened at this point, and then it's just sold off. So you can see here, this says support. It took the support here, so I'll just mark it. And now we see this 2 peaks. And if you got the calls here, I would exit at one of the peaks, since this peaks are just like, you know, going to the upside. It's just trying to hit the resistance, selling off. My exit point is break below the trend. So this is support. And if you got the calls at this point or calls at this point, I would exit at this point. Since I'm not going to take the risk since it broke the trend. So it tested the support here, tested support here, and tested support here. But it failed to take the support. So that's where you see more weakness. When there's a low volume and broke below the support, that's where I would exit the calls. See what happened later. Never bought back up to that level. Just sold off, and finally just sold off. So at the open, I would just watch carefully like how it's selling off or up. You can determine the like usually the upside or downside of the market just 10 to 15 minutes of the market open. There's a lot. This is just a false or breakouts or false breakdowns on the markets. That's why I usually call it. Yes, that's basically you fall for them. It's like a FOMO, and I would never enter any of these unless you see a strong news on it, right? So these are
catalysts.
Yes, unless there's a catalyst, I don't see a reason for it to enter anywhere. And even though if you enter, right, if you enter puts, I would just exit like, you know, for 20% or 10% profits. I'm just not going to hold too long since you don't know how it's going to react. So I'll just wait for at least 15 to 20 minutes of the first market open and then watch the market and see, decide what's going to happen.
Man, you could have made some money on puts on that too at the end of the day. Got a dollar.
It's just a support. It's a support you're holding. Yes, balance of the trend lines. Yes, definitely. Since look at this, we made that bullish channel like first highs, first second high. It's like a bullish channel, like higher highs and higher lows, but it failed to manage here. So that's a perfect trend reversal. That's where I'll get puts. And then what happened? We sold off all the way. Even if you took the profits here, you would be up like 50 to 60%. So that's how I used to play. But here, okay, that the secret that no one tells you is if you see this big gap, this is a gap in here. Where is this gap? Where did I see this? This is 16th. This is a gap. Now this is October 15th. Yeah, so usually what happens is when you see this big gap up, there's a high possibility you're going to sell off in the first 30 minutes. It's just it's like the pattern that it's being followed, right? So you see this gap here, right? And then what happened is just consolidated and it's sold off. So that's like a pattern. You need to watch these gaps very thoroughly. So we made this gap from 120 to all the way to 122 or 120, 152, and there's no catalyst. So it didn't hold it and it sold off. So I'll be careful watching these gaps. And I think even in here, there's like a big gap in here on 15th October. Yeah, so in here, we had this huge downside. And usually people think, okay, yes, market is red and it's going to drop more and they got puts in here. But that's a wrong, stupidest decision to do. Since these gaps, usually stocks try to fill these gaps in the first 30 minutes. And what happened? It tried to fill. It bumped down all the way to 118, but it just got up to 120.65. So it almost ran up $2. to the upside. Since there's this big gap to fill. Usually that's what stocks do. And even if there's a catalyst, then no, it's not going to dump down. So like I can say here, where's this? Yeah, so we see this gap here. The 116 range, yes, we gapped up all the way to 118, 119, or 120 at the open. This is just a catalyst. Since there's event the next day, that's why it's earned event run up. So it didn't sell off, that's why. But if you see a gap down or a gap up without no reason, then we see it to the more to the upside or to the downside. So just remember that. If you see a gap, just be careful. Just if you see a gap down, like if the market opens red, there's a possibility it's gonna bounce back up. So I'll just enter the calls in the open and break, just stop out would be break below the support. So that's how I would look at WWR.
WWR is done, bro. Don't even touch that stock anymore. I'm telling you right now.
This is done?
It's done, bro. I've been in that shit ever since it was 288. Trust me, it's done. It ran all the way to 18. It's done. It's 100% done.
WWR is just someone asked, so it's just consolidating right now.
What? I'm going outside.
No, someone asked in the chat, so WWR, no, I wouldn't touch it right now. This is just consolidating. There's no clear path.
It was like it was booming that time when solars and energies were popping like a week ago, man. Like almost pennies were running like 1,000% a day, and WWR was one of them.
Wayfair, it's consolidating. No, there's no big major moves. So we had this bullish channel in here, and we sold off here at this point, and then we just never broke above this. So right now there's no peaks. You can see in the RSI or the MACD, there's no big movements. 285, no. So there's, what are you thinking to play? Calls or puts? I see downside.
I mean,
yeah.
But the problem with that is like even if it does go down, the range isn't really there anymore because you could see like the rest of the candlesticks, they seem like they found the floor already. So if they are trying to hold a Wayfair from right there, it's not going to be going up and down as much as another stock would.
Yeah, this is just consolidating. There's no major moves coming since there's no catalyst.
Is that Wayfair?
Yeah, Wayfair.
Yeah, I think it's trash right now.
Yeah, this is dead. This is a dead stock right now.
What did you say about CRM? Sorry, I missed that.
CRM. Okay, CRM, we see this gap to fill, but
huge gap,
yeah. But it tried to fill this, bro. If it filled, that would be super crazy from 235 all the way to 219.
That's like a 3,000%er.
Yeah, so
from earnings, right? Like Apple, yeah, it was from earnings.
Yeah, it was from earnings.
That shit was a massive run.
So we see this just consolidate. Now I see it's bullish though. I say it's bullish since it took the support here.
For this week, this 1023
yeah,
call.
I can see it at 270s by end of the week.
Cool.
Team went from on Friday. Okay, yes, iTrader, I'd say that it's a 0-day expiration. So yes, they have a lot of volatility and they move a lot. And it's too risky to play those since it's harder to get filled and got out. That's what for Amazon too. Like literally we played Amazon and the spread was what 0.05 and 68.2.
You know what? I watched this guy with those spreads and he kills it using them spreads, dude, because they move so much. You can't put in a market order though. You got to put in a.
You mind going over low?
Limit order.
Limit order.
Yeah. So
those spreads on 0 DTR on some other shit, bro. Like imagine you trying to get filled in, and as soon as you get in, you're just red as hell. You're like, shit, what the hell just happened? It's hard playing around with 0 DTR, especially.
You have to be really preemptive.
Very.
You mind going over low?
Low's always bullish, it seems like.
So Ninja, on the CRM, do you see it run up hopefully next week? I got some calls.
Definitely, yes. We see a run up.
Which one? I'm sorry.
CRM.
Oh yeah.
We definitely see a run up.
And it's gonna come in soon, most likely tomorrow.
What?
CRM, the way it broke out of the downtrend, now it made that support over where it broke out of. So it should be testing the 270s really soon, sometime this week.
270s, yes. That's why I said we can see it's here.
Wherever you're, where I don't know the number.
Yeah, 270.46. That's why I said we can see CRM at 270.46 by end of the Friday.
Yeah, 100%.
Ninja, how about Spotify?
Spotify.
I think they got earnings coming up this week too.
We played
Spotify
Spotify.
looked bullish, I thought.
No, it can go downside. I see a downside on it.
I mean,
it can, but the thing is, it had this huge run. We played this run. I call the calls when it's at 230s. Since we can see, okay, this is the pattern I was talking about. So once it broke this bearish channel, it's gonna pump up and then take the support and run. So this is a good time to enter calls. And that's what we did for Workhorse as well. But Workhorse, we just entered a little early, but yeah, it's fine. So with that support,
Workhorse is a good time to enter now, right?
yeah. But if you just enter, it's gonna be golden.
Are you
right
guys
now,
are bullish Workhorse?
yeah, definitely bullish.
Wait, what?
Okay.
What date? The 30th?
Yeah, 30th.
Okay,
It's anything with
and,
Spotify too. Spotify, I think it's gonna hit the support at 260. Just wait for it to hit the
Ninja.
support. Yeah.
Do you know how to get the like when they put the volume on the side instead on the bottom?
That's not volume.
You know
That's
what I'm talking
volume. That's volume profiles.
Volume profile, that's right.
They're just volume profiles is basically the amount of people trading. If you see a big yellow line in here, right? That's like basically the most trading
It's
price.
supply and demand, right?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about before. I think I can add this in here. Hold on.
I like that. Yeah, you can. It doesn't look as good as the one on Trading
It's called VPVR.
I like it actually on bigger time frames.
Actually, no, wait. Let me cancel this. No.
I just bought a big old monitor, dude, for my second monitor. It's awesome.
But yeah, usually I can show you a picture. Hold on.
It's on Trading View. I know that.
Yeah, so basically this is how it looks like. Example would be this. This is how it looks like. So you can see this bar right here. If you see this big ass bar, that means that there's a lot of trading happening at that point. That's a demand zone. That's super high demand zone. That's what I'm talking about before.
if the stimulus passes, we're going to the moon.
No.
That's why all-time highs.
I don't think, dude, we're already at the moon. We've got a minor pullback.
But I mean, stimulus, yeah, it can
volume.
push it. But the thing is, we're uncertain. Like,
Don't
we're
you
just,
think this is all retailers pushing these things around because of the lack of volume? And you know what I mean? Like you look at the end of the day, there's no volume.
Yeah, it's crazy high.
Is it just retailers push these things around?
retailers?
Can you go to
Nah.
Lowe's real quick?
Probably hedge funds though.
I just want to see if it's overextended.
Low, yes. It's ready to drop.
Where do you see it's gonna go to?
Ready to drop. Let's see. I mean, it's still staying strong in the long run, but if you
It's getting a lot of action. Like it has a good catalyst on
like,
it right
there's
now.
like a little like minor gap to fill at 175.
What's the
But-
catalyst?
Catalyst.
There's a boom. I mean, the retail are.
It's just I can see
people
a
are just
little
buying and working on
downside
their
too.
houses.
I can see a little downside, but not majorly. But you
So
should.
do
thing is
you think
ran.
do you think it'll hit 185 this week?
Well, no, definitely not. Yeah, what's up?
Can you explain how you use a MACD? Or is that too much?
Okay, Disney, yes.
My bad.
I posted it in options chat if you want to follow
Here?
along. What are you saying?
The MACD?
Here. Okay.
I'm confused.
You see a double bottom here.
Oh, they're talking.
Okay, as a support, but the thing is, yes, you entered at the right time, but did you exit the calls? You did? Yeah. Then yeah. Okay, I can say this is a double bottom. Okay. The thing is, for a double bottom, you need to have the body touching the to the bottom side. All I see is wick. This wick is just hanging around. So if I need to see a body just touching it to same level, then I can say it's a double bottom. So in here, it's almost a double top, but no, since these bodies are not touching at the equal level. So that's why you need to know.
That'd be a lower high and a lower low, right?
Yes, it's a lower low and lower high. But here, but I don't know, it's just making a lot of gaps and it filled the gaps. I think it's a good time
Looks
to
choppy.
unless there's a news, Disney is not moving. But look at this huge gap in here to fill. 122 to 118. But yeah. There is a lot more downside, yes.
That little gap that we got, the last little gap we got, that was from the Superman news, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I hope everything can just make 10,000%.
Why?
Just like Amazon did on Friday, you know.
That's a 0-day trade expiration. That's why.
Yeah, that's a lotto.
Is Amazon something we should look at on Fridays from now on?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Okay, what else is
Old
there
school.
to watch?
You really got to start calling out those plays, bro.
I got you.
Like your D-Dog, you had like $100 call, and that shit
Dude,
ran up
I
to
see him.
150.
I see him all the time, bro. I'm just my confidence level ain't up there. That's why I don't even stick with the trades that long.
It's okay. I mean, you can.
I'm learning too.
Share
I'll put
the
them out
news,
there.
and then other people would just ride the wave.
Gotcha.
Y'all have any indicators to go over? Or
I want to go over the MACD.
I want to go over Microsoft, brother.
yeah, Microsoft. All right.
Yeah, me and Sam got a lot of money stuck in Microsoft.
Yeah, we do.
You guys got really?
Yeah, we do.
You guys bought the dip?
Microsoft.
Where did I buy in?
I got
Okay.
1030 Microsoft earning calls.
So yes, Microsoft got this earnings coming up, and it's looking to run, right? It's a demand zone. It entered the demand zone here, and it shot up all the way from 216 to all the way to 221 since it hit the demand zone. So I don't see a downside. It's just a dip to the due to the market. But usually, if the market is green, it can still hold up that 225 range. And if it can break about this 225, 222, we can see it to the 230s possibly. And to the earnings.
232.5, please.
By the earnings, I can say that 240s possibly, if the market is holding. But this time the earnings is going to beat the Xbox is left.
The market may not hold just because of elections and stimulus.
It's so volatile.
That's why it's just sad to say anything. You know, like if it wasn't elections, man, damn.
All right,
Could have been a
any
millionaire
questions
overnight.
to go over?
What do you think about Abbott earnings?
What time did we get into that Microsoft call?
Yeah, Friday.
No. Yeah. I'm trying to see when we got in. What time we got in?
It's around 2 o'clock or something.
I have a short-term memory loss. So, what'd you say about Abbott earnings? ABT.
Okay, I can't determine. Come on, stop asking me about earnings. I can't determine the earnings. I don't know if it's gonna go up or down. It's just the people, the investors. I'm not investing.
No. I'm saying buy now, sell before earnings.
Okay, these pharmaceuticals are ass. They're not gonna run up too good to the earnings.
It's biotech.
They had good news like 2 days ago.
Then buy. Simple. I don't play these pharmaceuticals. They're ass. I don't like them. And okay, the worst thing of the earnings are even the health industries or any retail beat earnings. They can hold. They're going to sell off by pre-market. Only tech is going to hold if they beat the earnings. Like if you see CRM, Zoom, Nike is retail.
What about like BNTX or Pfizer? Their vaccines coming out.
Same. Those, if they beat the earnings and if they blew up all the way to 50 or 60, they can't hold. They're going to sell off in the pre-market. Only tech is
they got the vaccine news for Thanksgiving.
PFE don't move at all.
Oh,
Pfizer don't move at all.
And the BNTX and the Pfizer both got vaccine news for Thanksgiving.
No, the Pfizer is bad. Look at this. It's just 39 back in August, 40 back in January, 44 back in July. No, this is a bad
Dead stock.
company.
Logitech earnings are coming out.
I don't play Logitech. It's bad. Walmart.
I'm bullish Walmart still.
Walmart is looking good. Yes, Walmart is definitely looking good to the upside. And I think there's a news today about the Trump signing a deal with CVS Pharmacy and Walgreens. Is that right?
CVX,
Yeah,
free vaccine.
Yeah, free vaccine about CVS and
That's CVX, right?
It's CVS. It's CVS and Walgreens.
Hey,
it's
Ninja,
for the elderly.
did you notice? You remember what happened with Piton? The contract didn't move.
Yeah.
So CVS is similar. Like the contracts are
No,
weird. They
but
don't
the
move
thing
much.
is, we don't have to day trade CVS. We can swing CVS.
The CVS? Is that what it is?
CVS, yes. CVS Healthcare.
Oh, CVX for some reason.
Yeah, but this is a good time to enter. I mean, the day chart is looking strong. It's not like looking more to the downside. It's looking fine.
What's the news on CVS?
Yeah,
to be exclusive.
No. For
it's
CVS,
got Trump catalyst behind it.
Trump catalyst, yeah, it's a support. Even though CVS is not at support right now, due to the catalyst, it's going to push up higher.
Basically, they're going to supply free vaccines.
Take all these bears out. I'm looking at it. There is a ton of bear candles. If it can take a couple of those out, it'll get short squeezed and run.
It's good. CVS is a good time to enter. I would definitely enter calls right there. It's
I agree
like
with
a
that.
butterfly. If it can break this 60.20 mark, it can fly due to the catalyst.
Yep.
What does it mean when it says like a company's sitting on cash?
Like they're not
exactly
investing
what it sounds
in
like.
Sorry?
So basically, companies they're trying to grow their revenue, right? And they're going to invest in different companies. Like how CRM invested in Snow. Snow, right? Snow is like a other company or technology. So CRM invested about $250 million in Snow since they saw a long-term potential in the company's growth. So what they're doing is, if the company is sitting on cash, that means the company is not investing their money in anything.
Dead money.
Yeah, so they're not launching new products, or they're not spending any, for the expenditure for the new launches or anything. They're just sitting quiet.
Oh, it's not good news for the company's stock then.
Basically,
they're waiting on a move, is what they're doing.
Basically, they're not seeing they're not seeing a potential. They're not seeing a reason to spend money.
Okay.
Like companies like AMC, right? AMC is dead right now, so they're not doing anything. They're not spending, or they're not, trying to make money. They can't make money since all the theaters are.
They actually just filed for bankruptcy, by the way.
Yeah, they filed bankruptcy.
I thought you guys were long AMC.
No. We did long AMC.
Okay.
But yes, all the theaters are dead. So that's what the Netflix is. That's what Netflix earnings is gonna be. Since the AMC theaters are dead, people are just gonna buy new more and more Netflix subscriptions, and that's gonna be good.
Did you go over DDoS?
Streaming.
Yep, a lot of people streaming Hulu, ABC, Netflix, DDoS. Disney. The thing about Disney is no one is watching it right now, and
I've never watched it.
Worst part is the NBA season is over as well, so they're not paying them anymore. So the parks, the NBA park is closed, and that's a bad potential for Disney. That's why I was short Disney, not longing. D-Dog, no, it's dead. It's not moving anywhere. But this run though,
it's been consolidating at this 114, 112 for last week.
So means you have Disney puts or for long puts?
No, I'm not doing any Disney. I'm not doing anything.
Okay.
And Docu?
When Disney pops off in news, will violate your puts. It's not even worth going long.
Docu's bullish.
Yeah, Docu. Okay, it broke this resistance, and I think it's gonna retest the support here at 230, and then that's a good time to enter the calls to the upside.
I like Docu right here.
Let me see if there's any.
But you gotta remember, the market's really weird. Market's really weird right now.
This is a gap fill, and there's this little gap happen, so I think Docu can fill it.
On your daily time frame, how many years do you put on it?
So what?
On your daily, do you do any analysis with a daily?
Daily.
Or you just use a 4 hour?
No, I use daily for long term.
Yeah. Okay. How many years do you put on it? Just a year, a couple years?
No. Just like past 8 months or something.
Okay. Just wondering.
What are your go-to indicators right now?
Still, it's
Yeah, Doc had a huge run up with the
Gauge.
ER last time.
I made 1,000% off Docu once in the middle of the week. It was pretty nice.
When there's no big moves on it right currently. It had this lot of gaps it filled, but it's still sitting at support. So if you want to long it, you can, but it's definitely not looking for short term. It's definitely a long term stock. Yeah, I see. It's at support right now. For a win, yeah, if you can long it.
What about SQ?
That dumbass stock.
Hey, I'm holding SQ.
Brokers.
Bro,
Broker was hard
cannot
that
day trade
afternoon.
the stock.
Fell everything else.
On SQ?
Yeah, SQ's just, dude, those top wicks are retarded.
Okay, SQ is kind of extended. Yeah, I agree with that. But is there any gaps though? No, there's no gaps in SQ. But
I mean, my bad.
yeah, it's okay. So it's not a good thing about SQ is it's not a what do you say, the market stock. It's not included in any of the indexes, I believe. And I see a little drop to the downside, possibly since it's kind of overextended. Maybe it's going to retest the same support where it took before on 180s. So I would just watch SQ there. If you can't hold it, then I can see it at 182.
They had some news about new developer tool.
Yeah, but I would just watch this around this area on SQ. A little bearish on it for a short term, but
GM had a nice run because their cruise car, EV car, got a test in Cali.
Didn't they get delayed on their cars? That's why Tesla and NIO actually had more of a run up last week.
That I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about the
EV companies just went nuts because of NIO. NIO got the upgrade, and the rest of them followed.
Can it still run, GM?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, the good thing about GM is it's a long-term stock. It's not a short-term. You have to long it. Can it still run? Yes. Stocks only go up. Yes, it's been going up to the upside.
That's a huge level.
Yeah, I bet you NIO pops tomorrow and then sells off the rest of the day.
Crowd had a price.
NIO is gonna sell off.
NIO is definitely gonna sell off back to 20.
It's gonna pop about $1, maybe 50 cents, and then sell off.
That shit's so extended, bro. I'm telling you, it's coming right back.
24. Watch that 24 range.
Well, I guess I'm selling my NIO on Monday.
I mean, okay, if you can see here, right? These trends, we saw this consolidation, we saw this huge run, and we sold off. Consolidation, huge run, we sold off. Consolidation, huge run, and we sold off. So that's why it's gonna happen.
Look how extended it is now.
Yeah, either it's gonna consolidate or it's gonna sell off. If you can break this 28 mark, if it can break the 28 and can't hold, then we can see it to the downside.
You'll at least get a 50% retracement on that first candle bar, I think.
Yeah, NIO is definitely pulling back.
100%.
Crowd had a price raise to 170.
Yeah, perfect. That 78.6 Fibonacci level is holding at 23.72. That's all my support is at too.
Someone put a price target on NIO for 170.
170 price target?
No, I said CrowdStrike.
Oh, CRWD. Thinking about CRWD,
I like Crowd.
Pelosi is holding these shares. Yeah, this is a good time to enter. It's back at support right now.
The best time to buy for another high.
Yes, so I would enter CRWD again.
It looks like it's about to explode, to be honest with you.
If it breaks this, if it's gonna break,
level?
then
144.
144.49.
Chill.
If it can break that, no. If it can break that 144.49, then we can see it to the more to the downside of 138 possibly.
So like just watch it on Monday.
Yeah, tomorrow is definitely watching.
Yeah, I wouldn't jump in anything within the first 30 minutes, to be honest with you.
Tomorrow is
Yeah,
a
just
weird day.
watch it and see, then buy the dip.
Yeah, it's
T-Dog.
Monday. I mean,
Okay, all the healthcares are not doing good right now. T-Doc is on the way to sell off, so I can say T-Doc can hit this support at 217 or 218, possibly. Let me see if there's any.
Go upstairs, shower, bath time.
So T-Doc, yeah, I can see to the downside for T-Doc and hit the support and then possibly take the support and pump back up. But if it can't hold this support, then the catalyst should have to support it to the upside.
Hey, you might want to look at Ruger, RGR. They're $20 down from all-time high, and they have earnings on the 28th.
What is this company?
it's next Friday. Oh, that's a month away.
Yeah, you can get a whole bunch of time.
October 28th is the earnings. Ooh, what the? Yeah, people are bullish on this. Last earnings, it did fine. It didn't move at all, the earnings, though.
What is this company for?
It's
This
a
is a gun
burger
company.
What company?
Oh, dude, guns right now, you can't even find bullets, bro. Like,
Okay, yeah,
of
it's
course they're gonna be
it's
bullish.
looking pretty good for earnings. You can long it. And earnings is not even pumping and dumping it a lot, so yeah, it's pretty fine for Ruger. I'll definitely will add it.
Which one are you looking at?
RGR.
Hey, does the MACD kind of, what is it, like a combination of like, I don't understand exactly how it works.
MACD is like a combination of the TTM squeeze and other one. I'm not sure which one, but
In the RSI, kind of?
sure.
Like ish, I don't know. It's really weird. I've seen stuff on it, but I really don't get it.
All right, any other stocks to watch?
Ninja, can you look at Dollar Tree?
More downside.
I'm kind of thinking
It's possibly
T-Con
making a if it can hold this level, then we can see it to the downside.
Are we holding PayPal just through this week only?
Yes, PayPal just this week.
Oh, you guys still got PayPal?
Yes, I sold it at the top and then re-entered back again.
Oh,
Ninja, you sold CrowdStrike or are you still holding?
Wait, we sold it at the top.
I left one. Yeah, I left one. Yeah, I sold one. I left one more to run.
We sold it at 150 something, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking for. Hopefully, it will come back up there.
Oh, what else is there? AL, no, airlines is dead.
BA had a run up because of the max.
Airlines, nah, it's gonna sell off. That's the reason. The thing is, airlines, they're about to file bankruptcy. That's why. But it's a support though. That's the thing. I mean, if you just want to play short term, yeah. But this earnings are done. They're not gonna be earnings.
Team broke a triple top. If you want to look at that too, they have earnings on the 29th. Yeah.
Is there a reason why Tesla?
Wow, it's kind of overextended. It's too hard to enter the calls right now.
Was there a reason why Tesla didn't hold up above 450?
Market did.
Because that was the very strong support resistance for it.
Okay, the thing is, Tesla follows the market too. That's why. For team, no, I wouldn't enter any. So Tesla there's no volume and it just follows the market. So that's why it didn't hold. for
So
team.
is it,
No, that's not a good time to enter, buddy, for team.
What do you think of Baba?
We said it. Baba is there's no room to run.
it's gonna drop, Baba.
It's at all-time highs. You think it'll fill a little gap?
Yeah, it already started dropping already. So
Dude, the reason I use Heiken Asia is just it's like to look at better view of the trend. So if you look at normally, right, if you look at normal candles, you don't literally see the trend on these. It's hard to find the trends for me at least. So I just use Heiken Asia for trends.
Yeah, I guess there's a lag gap too.
What else is there? Disney, Amazon. We talked about it. I think that's it to talk about.
Yeah.
Now for next week, we're uncertain. This is a scary zone. This market, though.
I'm bearish. I'm super bearish.
I am too, but the stimulus is so annoying.
Kind of mad about the call.
they have till Monday night, Tuesday morning to decide on the stimulus.
Yeah, and what the hell is stimulus? Why is that even driving the market, dude? It's not that even that much money. I didn't think.